damage and still found 2 kills. Contact is going to be made at the mid doors. Glaive the one to do so. Flashed off though when he crossed and no one peeking, so spotting, not a lot of information. Dupree's going to get it instead, and oh, get it, he will, down to 10 HP. They want to pounce on that, but the problem is that Glaive prevents them, or does he, from doing so, because inside a CT spawn, he finds the first kill, but Device gets him back immediately after. Magisk holds off though, you gotta give him credit. Back inside of the window, 80 HP, he has to be perfect because Dupree's in closet and doesn't have anything to work with. There's no damage dealing utility, in fact none at all left now as Olaf goes down. So he's safe from everything but bullets, and he may not even need to fire any. His teammate's doing the work for him. Nico gone.
The objective here, probably get up towards short, try and get that bomb planted. You need 1 kill to do that. And that can happen even with Glocks, but Dupree doing everything he can here towards middle to deny any sort of access.
Spectacular shot from an M4, obviously not going up against head armor. Achievable. You get those headshots cleanly and quickly, even with that weapon in. Point in case, he finds another onto Rain. Damage done by Glaive before that. No push out toward Catwalk, so they are just going to hold together and make sure they don't lose any guns. SMG can afford to be a little more aggressive. Glaive does exactly that to take down Nico, and that now gives the M4s more confidence to pick at range because any threat of a reload strike, in other words, someone pushing through when they had to reload, is gone. Although Brokey will get a little bit closer. He's the last alive bomb in his hand. Zipic's not quite fast enough to catch him on the flank.
Good luck, Brokey.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting any plant. Just shot toward him. Zipix gets inside of the pit, MP9 in hand. Device and Glaive will support it. There's 2, however, at the dumpster. If they wanted, they could boost right now.
Great utility usage here from Astrali. Just segregating those 2 players, boosted to the blue bin. The SMG is doing a lot of work here. Glaive, he's jumping at the bit, getting involved in this one, but Olaf Meister will pull one back.
And Zipix may only have an MP9. He was aware that they could boost, that 2 had gotten there, so he was watching for Glaive in case they wanted to go over the top. Unfortunately, Glaive went down by getting a little too aggressive on the peak, and I think Zipix might be in for a bit of trouble here. Dupree's going to have to be perfect again with the M4. Unfortunately for him, Magistic's gone. He has to do it all. He might! Zipix, with the assist from Dupree, is able to get it with the MP9. Bomb goes down to the long cave, and Cold's got to flank around. They've got to be aware of this, but Dupree's the one with the rifle, and he gets inside of the pit. He's already looking at the range.
Yeah, it's a great setup here. Coldzera, yes, he's got the advantage with that scope, but it's still such a difficult shot here. Luckily, he has got enough time to work with. Brings out that scope. First kill's going to be his. Oh, he doesn't actually connect. This could be a problem now. Ducking and weaving, trying to avoid the headshot here. Zipix still in the open, has got the rifle at this point, but Coldzera needs to be precise. He can't find it. And that's a window to find those kills. And then at this point, the 2 versus 1 lands in their favor. That's technically a bonus round that Astralis pick up there as they find themselves a 3-0 Device. Looking sharp with the AWP, takes down Rain. This is an eco round from Faze here. So you can see Deagles, no armor, 1 smoke. Once again, trying to get that bomb planted. But Faze can normally do a lot more with just pistols.
Go. Down quickly. Oh, good find. Actually, Device that got that on the AWP. That was not from the M4 that we were watching. Either way, it was still certainly through the door. That was through the open door. Olaf, great shots on a Deagle. 4 on 2 still. And no guns retrieved yet for the FaZe clan side. I say yet, there is only the 1, obviously, from that shot, and it's inside of mid. Zipix from range, watching that at CT spawn. Bomb way back towards long A, and probably not going anywhere this round.
Now this is where the game will get interesting. We know when FaZe find himself with a bit of DUST2, what's the go-to plan? Nico just runs through the mid doors. He'll just go and find kills by himself. That's when they feel like they start dropping off a little bit.
From where he was standing on that angle, but would have been hard to imagine him hitting the shot. I say that, but these guys are so damn good and so fast that people do things like that all the time. And yet I'm still amazed at how fast they are. Rain gets taken down. Headshot through the edge of the door. And again, Astralis have the opening pick.
Yeah. And they'll fall right back at this point, take the advantages where you can find them. FaZe, they were the ones struggling at that yesterday, being a little bit too aggressive. That's one hell of a nade. That's going to do a boatload of damage towards Nico. Down to 32, an incendiary to follow it up for good measure as well. They've got themselves one massive advantage here on the Astrali side. They are not slowing down at all.
It's an interesting Molotov to be thrown after that nade, because with the amount of damage done, you'd expect someone in middle waiting for the player who's already weakened by the nade to be backing out, but no one was. It would be a great setup if they had someone just holding that angle. Either way, they're set for a 3-2 defensive split and 2 inside of B. Hence why no one was at the doors, as Magisk fires back inside of the smoke. No one directly in front of him. There is now. Brokey gets hit, so does Cold. In fact, Cold goes down, and Magisk isn't done there. Steps out for more. Olaf finally silences him, and fair play. He finds Dupree as well, but still a 1-on-3, 15 seconds. Bomb down inside of the site, and an op that I don't imagine is going to be easy to save. He could go back out toward T-spawn.
Yeah, he looks like he's safe to do that. 5 seconds, has to give in. A couple of nice shots there from Olaf my side, but the only kills found, Magisk completely destroys them. Once again, Matt, it's the utility. They're not trying to take one-on-one duels here. They're trying to slow them, holding angles, having the scope, and speaking of headshots, there we go. It's Olaf Meister, but Dupree answers straight back. They can't hold on to these advantages at all. Locked out by the utility once again. Brokey has to put the brakes on towards short. 4-on-4, they're heading towards long, but it's only that UMP in the hands of Nico yet to score a frag.
Yeah, surprising. Yeah, yesterday, he certainly looked great. Glaive, you're right, is looking for information. Astralis always seem to know. They have an intuition about them on when to do this. And I say intuition because it's not like they've got a lot of information on the map. Look how passive they are, and yet he's able to push without contact all the way to T-spawn.
Yeah, that's actually pretty massive for him. Now they can really focus towards the A side of the map. He's confirmed that B's clear. It's taking a bit of a risk. Of course, they could rotate towards lower, but they need to try and find advantages here. Be a little bit surprising for them. He's going to find, maybe 2 players here. Nico just rotates out of long, picks up the AK-47 here. If they fall back to that position, Glaive's going to absolutely destroy them. This could be happening right now. They're not going to be checking this at all. First one comes in for Glaive, looking for the double kill, takes down the bomb. Can't find the third, but that should be the round. 45 seconds remaining now. They have to pretty much commit towards A, both players towards those long doors. Great stuff from Glaive.
That was fantastic, and that's demoralizing if you're Faze. Sure, they responded fast, but they never expected his presence. It does somehow sit in my mind that this is still possible with the AWP. Cold's gonna jump across. He's got a creep, but device, my God! I say they surprise me with their speed. He hits a run boost and closes this time for Faze over toward B. It's just the only one inside of the site, but with pistols, they don't elect to actually push all the way in. Glaive, though, look at this again. He's just everywhere. Ooh, a bit awkward. As soon as he starts to miss the spray on the M4, that gives Brokey a chance to come back out and capitalize. Could have been cleaner. Might have found all 3 if it were. I suppose that's a John Maddenism. If it were better, he would have gotten all 3. Yeah, okay, fair enough, dude.
Well, they pick up an M4A4, but Brokey, he swallowed a grenade in the process. He's down to 56 points of health. Nico has got armor as well, but he's very well versed. The Deagle might as well keep him on that weapon. And for now, 4 versus 3. Waiting for any sort of CT aggression or mistakes, but Astralis, they're not making any of those today. This is looking so good for them. They're not going to feed Faze and start getting them back into the game here. Bit of mistiming there from Device, but he's still got plenty of backup from Zipex towards CT spawn, so they're fine just to fire off some shots towards those middle doors.
Device, good position. Not quite as accurate this time on the flick. Nor that. But he has the information that they're working up toward Catwalk, and as such, they get ready inside of A. They'll play passive. Use that range to their advantage. Dupree on an op, and yet we saw this yesterday. It seems that bomb is falling down towards CT spawn so many times. I mean, look, it's a fact of the map. You get hit with the right momentum moving forward, it's gonna happen, but usually I would say if you're coming in with the bomb on this angle, try and hold the back wall. Situational, sure. Olaf does still have a 1-on-3 to work with. Has an M4, no armor, however.
Great stuff from Zipex. He knows the bomb down towards CD spawn. With 14 seconds, he's got no time to go towards B. He has to collect the bomb, then make his way up the A ramp, and at this stage, he's going to go down. Zipex ready and waiting. Hasn't committed just yet. Oh dear. Not good enough.
Not at all. Nico is just having an absolute mare.
Yeah,
0, 2, and 8.
He's rattled.
I think they all are, to be fair. Cold 0, we talked about them being the duo, playing off of each other potentially. 1 and 7. Rain, 1 and 7. Brocky, 2 and 7. Poor Olaf's going to be wondering where the rest of his team is.
Yeah, this is just looking quite woeful from Faze. Like, that's a pretty common angle for an AWP to look for the crack in the mid doors there. The fact he's even in that position where he's vulnerable to that against a double AWP setup, it just won't do.
I'd have to, and this is where you, Chad, some of the more analytical minds could probably nail it down faster. I'd have to look at why, but it seems like when DUST2, when things start going wrong, you tend to get caught on angles frequently. It's one of those maps that there's a false sense of security maybe, where there's a very clear divide between CT territory and T.
Sure.
But when they peak, you just get wrecked.
It's certainly a confident-based map. If you're feeling like you're not finding your picks, you're getting completely destroyed all over the place, you're just trying to go around as a pack. You're trying to run these defaults, but just not working out at all. This is barely a strategy coming in from Faze Clan as Dupree helps himself to his 4th kill, looking for the ace, but
down to a similar level of health remaining. least get through the mid doors. But we've seen Astralis play very passive when they know they're up against an eco. In a few rounds so far, and Glaive will take Olaf the rest of the way down.
So what's the play here? They have a couple of smokes. You're going to see those two towards CT spawn. One on top of the box, one towards the CT spawn area itself. Try and flash over towards B. That's about as exciting as it gets. They're hoping for a CTB inquisitive towards middle here, but once again, find the advantage and just bury yourself towards a bomb site here. There are the two smokes we talked about, but still CT's firing off shots there. The bomb goes down. It's the org and that B bomb site. We talked about how potent that can be. And once again, it's looking way too easy for Astralis here. One kill. That's the first down. He hits the shot. It's so unfortunate it doesn't connect.
Yeah, that's frustrating. He did the right thing, and you can see they're still have the confidence to take those picks. I credit them for that, because as you say, it's very possible to just fall off completely. At least they have some initiative.
What is that for
This is ridiculous that he's that far forward. The amount of damage dealt already, but it is back to a 4-on-4. It's a bit of an overextension given that it was a man advantage, and Device has to be extreme. Oh no, he's gonna go. Oh, he has to be so careful. In this situation, Cold will be gifted another on a platter.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous there. The push of Magus was good, but now we've got Glaive ready and waiting. Olaf must have by himself, Matt.
That's equally as optimistic. I don't know what you hope for in that situation, especially pre-scoped. Doesn't even give himself a chance to flick. Is he just expecting that because someone pushed long, there's no one on the platform?
Yeah, this is a strange round from both sides here, but Nico, he's in a lot of trouble. He just walks in towards the tunnels. Dupree outpositions him once again. Under their skin at this point.
I'm going to call this the Vegas round. No one's playing with any information. No one knows what the dealer's hand is, and they're just gambling on every position they try and take.
I guess if you're Faze, nothing else is working. Trying to surprise them, present the unexpected. Rain, 1 and 9 as well. One of the star players usually on DUST2. Can't find anything here at all. He'll just creep up alone towards the A side, and he's punished for it. coldzera bring one back, 30 seconds at 11 HP. The bomb is on his back here, but how does he even get close towards the bomb site? He's got one smoke, and that's not really enough. They know exactly where he is. He hasn't got time to go back towards B. He has to commit off this one. He knows it. The HE will come through. That gives up his position now. Now they can both watch this like a hawk. One bullet from either weapon will do it. He'll flash over, jump across. There's a leap of faith in more ways than one. And is he still going to get away with this? How is he still alive?
The flash is the only thing that saves him. The fact that the smoke's there allows him to get away, but if not for the blindness, he was going down. 11 HP, jump shot, that'll do it. They do it.
Xbox smoke down. Let's get up towards short. Let's start working together and start using that brutal aim we know they have. They get a bit of control here. They haven't lost an initial player. I say it too soon. It's Olaf Meister again. No trade potential. Tries to battle towards middle, and he'll be the one that's dropped without really doing any damage whatsoever. It's going to be Dupree down to 81, but they'll fall back once again and wait for Faze to make their next move.
Shot out. Dupree, tag down to 15. Nico hit to 31, so they exchange damage both directions. Maybe they can give each other a call with the numbers later. Rain, Nate goes a little deep, goes past him. We'll sit on catwalk. With 76 HP, Nico's gonna work that direction. Cold as well. Rocky looks like he's gonna head there. The rest of his team doesn't want to be left out. So Glaive and Device, the two directly in A.
That
Zipix, the swing, by the way, that's his staple on this map, is swinging from CT.
That one smoke, they know it's a fake. Every time Faze can commit towards middle B, they actually do the two smokes, right? One on top of the box, one towards CD spawn. That just tells me it's a fake straight away. If you just that one smoke, they're ready and waiting. Look at Glaive, he knows this is coming. It's too obvious, it's telegraphed.
And Zipix is ready for a drop down as well. He's more than aware of that situation. You can see Glaive even peeks CT and goes, they're not even there. They have to be going toward Gandalf. They have to be working toward Devices, a WP. He finds the first. Glaive knows he can walk out. You're right. They've read this lineup. Oh, look at the damage. It's symmetrical. He takes them both down to 13, but both are alive. And alive for only seconds longer. Another bomb plant, but another round.
Yeah, they're just committing to it. And all else fails.
Dupree's already back in the door. Oh, everyone's blind, though.
They didn't look at it. They didn't catch him.
They looked at it, but they were blind and didn't see him, and that means the Magisk is going to be overlooked entirely. Had they have spotted him, very different situation.
This is where Astralis can start to present weaknesses, though. They could get overzealous themselves. Saw a couple of rounds pushing B and maybe giving a couple of kills away for free, especially towards long. That was Device, and he'll be taken down here. Finally, an opening pick for Faze. They normally convert these 5 versus 4, but they just don't have the firepower right now. Zipix certainly does. There's no spacing again, Matt. Why is one player committing to the corner? No one's there with him.
Yeah, and they had a good opening. I think Device gave them an opportunity. He was blinded, and instead of getting off the angle, he just thought, nah,
Why not hold on to it, though? Slow it down. Let's go for an 8 pincer at this point. Use the 5-on-4. They just flash over once, and instead of, sure, Rain could go down, but you got to trade off it. No one's there with him.
To be fair, that's the first time, just to go back to the Device thing, that's the first time I've seen Astralis do something that seems overconfident.
Yes.
They've been playing very fundamental even with that, and they recovered from it. You're right, Faze gave it away, and now they'll have to slow the pace considerably. Zipix, meanwhile, is looking for information. Rocky's going to have to be so careful. Smoke, flash.
That's it.
If he goes down, they have no utility to attack onto A. Xyp9x isn't going to push the whole way around because he doesn't want to be spotted by anyone potentially at the top of mid, which they now are. They weren't then, but they now are.
Well, that's all the utility gone. The smoke and the flash used towards middle. And that incendiary is everything. Broky can't even access towards the short position here. They're having to wait.
Second time they've used that. That's the same one they used on Nico. It covers both short and mid. And it lets them do this. Get position, set them up, and knock them down. You can't forget. If you've been around as a CS fan for as long as we have.
Scouts, MAP10s, Galils, one Krieg here, and dupreeh hasn't missed many shots so far, and he hits that one as well. Rain down to 25 points of health. Do they commit through the mid doors here? Glaive, he'll find him. It's the follow-up AG. Another tag comes in as Nico goes down to 15. This is just unrelenting from Astralis. Faze can't find a single point of access on any facet of the map.
Henry, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah, casting an absolute mauling of Faze apparently.
No, but you know, after normally I wouldn't ask you that, but I think we're gonna have some time tonight.
We might
this
do.
Rate. You know, we might have to get some dinner plans booked or something because it's gonna be early back to the hotel at this rate.
They're already dead. Let them have this round.
I don't think that's on the cards. 3 Kriegs, 2 ops. That's about as strong as it gets right now on a CT side. Coldzera, he'll at least win one back by getting device. So a single op remains. dupreeh, by the way, second op. Not something we saw from the history of him, but he looks good on it so far this map.
We did not see this Astralis in Copenhagen, I'll say that much. On home soil, they looked underwhelming. They were lackluster. A lack of firepower, strategic approach, but this has been a perfect game of CS. They're having some fun out there now. They're just pushing, toying with Faze almost at points, and at this point still a 4-on-4, and a distinct lack of utility once again. A couple of smokes, couple of flashes, just waiting for more pushes to come in. You've got 30 seconds, Matt, with 0 map control. You're just going to walk out long at this point with a scout?
It's going to be a 2-2 split. At least they'll have numbers on their side,
as well,
but you're right. Glaive, easy with a Krieg. I don't understand why Olaf jumps on that. Didn't even give him time to reset for the aim, and Cold at least pulls one back, knows the other's towards long, gets the angle. Krieg scoped in. Glaive doesn't have time to run all the way down long and avoid being peeked, but Cold just wants to stick the plant knowing that he's going to be hiding against the wall. That gives him time. Smart read. He's given himself a chance. Did the flash come in before he spotted the player at CT or not? Yes, it did. Because now he's able to know that dupreeh is working in behind. He's trying to isolate this down to a one-on-one and 2 one-on-ones, as it would be. But dupreeh is brilliant. He makes sure he doesn't overcommit to the peak. He knows that it's rain. So peek on Cat, given that the smoke's still down. I'd be curious if you were back by the tank. Oh, dupreeh finds Cold. Suicide. Watch out because there's still a gap. Nico, don't walk into that blindly. I'd be curious if you were back by the tank with that run boost. If you go over the top of the smoke, hang on! dupreeh hits 22 and 4 at the end of the first half. Whether it'll be 15-0 or 14-1, still up for debate, given that Faze is down a man.
Here we go.
You might lean towards the former, but they've changed it because Rain gets device. That opens up catwalk for them. Only one player left over on the A site that can actually slow them down, but Xyp9x through a smoke is going to creep back up onto the ramp, and Glaive is doing exactly what he needs to. Rain pulls one back. Bomb waits at long. 29 seconds, and Glaive knows there's a chance they can still get to long, so he'll play the box instead, but he has to cover both angles because the Jizz can't see it. Olaf's missed. Glaive's on the ramp, though. He knows he's there, and the problem is that Glaive has no support, so Magisk is locked in. This is their best chance yet. Yes, he dropped the ball! He dropped the ball!
Side you are out of this map, and it's just a matter of time, I would say, before Astralis closes this one out. As Device waits for the aggression here. Will he get the opening pick? He'll get a little bit of damage in, but not quite take down Olaf Meister, who still battles towards those long doors.
Olaf, good shots. Starts it off with Xyp9x going down. They got the first kill in the first pistol. Well, Device will get it back immediately.
I guess at this point, trying to avoid a 16-0, that's something. Like, that would be pretty historic. We don't see many of those these days, especially at this level.
You mentioned if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I'll go back to Cold laughing. It's actually a bit of relief for me to see that, because I know that there's some tilting, mentality sometimes within Faze. Certainly, Yanko's a pretty strong personality. Cold, the same thing. Nico, they've been around enough to know that they can brush this off, but if you don't, you're gonna have a bigger problem in the next map. So at least laughing it off does mean that they can reset potentially for map number 2, which we might have very soon. Not if Rain has anything to say about it. Covering off door cross. Glaive's gonna go one-on-one with him. Device is the one that has the bomb. He's already gotten by, so he can go for the plant. Rain identifies that, but they don't need to peek him anymore. They need to let the bomb do the talking and pull the CTs toward them in doing so. Nico's gonna head in on the flank, which Glaive is watching. Rain will get to Pre. Nico will get Glaive. Now they've got a chance. Device on 28. The shutout on his shoulders, and he knows that they're coming in. They know both directions. Tries to find the headshots, finds one. Now we can just play the time. Not the HP advantage. 2 boxes to get by Nico.